Mike with Hunt, Fish, Shoot, and today we're back out on the range, this time bringing you guys a hunting rifle review. And this rifle here is your Browning Xbolt Hells Canyon Speed, and more importantly than that, is chambered in the new 6.8 Western caliber. And it was something I had to try, so if you guys like what you see today, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and follow along with Hunt, Fish, Shoot.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been...
With Hunt, Fish, Shoot, we all started out before anything as hunters. As a hunting family and coming from that, I've always been focused around hunting rifles in general. Yes, I've added some tactical aspects into some of my hunting setups and things like that because I like being able to, whether it be to increase my ability to make things, take all the human air out of it. So what I've done here is gotten a new rifle, and this is the Browning Xbolt. I have never shot an Xbolt before. I had a Browning A-Bolt 2. Before this one, it was a 300 Win Mag. I actually killed a moose with that one, and it was really an excellent shooting rifle. And sometimes when I hear people say how Brownings don't shoot well and things like that, I have to ask them, in all honesty, have you ever actually shot one? Because every Browning I've ever shot shoots really well. That gun, in fact, it shot 1/4-inch groups using Hornady precision hunter ammo. But then Browning and Winchester, they teamed up recently and made the new 6.8 Western caliber. I don't personally think it's another fad round, and the reason I can say that is because if you're looking for a hunting round that doesn't recoil a lot, it actually recoils less than a 7mm Magnum, and you want to shoot a heavier bullet, like with this rifle and the Browning ammo I have, it's 175 grain Sierra Game King ammo. So it's a big, heavy bullet that's long, and it's still pushing it out there around 2,900 feet per second. And this rifle here has a 24-inch barrel, and it's a 1 7.5 twist. So it's a faster twist rate than what most people are used to. And some of the twist rates you're seeing with the new 6.8 Western caliber was something that you were seeing mostly on only custom rifles, because people are able to get that. Because most manufacturers are almost stuck in the 1-9s, your 1-10s, your 1-11s, 1-12s, and things like that. But they went to a faster one to be able to push those longer bullets fast and stabilize them. I've already shot this now a couple times just to get it on paper. And when I tell you that it is very mild in shooting, it really is. So you're able to push a 175 grain bullet with recoil that I would liken it to less, without a doubt, than a 7mm mag, and closer to 30-06, but in all honesty, every 30-06 I've ever shot was an older rifle with no brake on it. So this gun with a brake on it, it shoots like a 308. So if you think 308's mild and it doesn't bother you, this is what it is. But on top of that, you're getting a nice heavy bullet that's flying much faster than 308. So good long-range ballistics for hunting especially. And that's what intrigued me about this more than anything. 6.5 is an excellent caliber. It's just not a very heavy bullet when it comes to taking down larger game like elk and moose and bear and things like that. Is it enough? Sure it is, but you have to be extremely accurate with it. And some of your ranges that you're getting out there, you're just not going to get it. And ballistically, when you start looking at the 6.8 Western caliber compared to a 6.5 PRC, you're getting even more than that gives you, and you're getting more energy down range, which at the end of the day, when it comes to hunting, that's what you're looking for. So you get good ballistics and you get a lot of energy down range that with this 175 grain bullet, you're actually starting to touch 300 Win Mag territory on like a 180 grain bullet. And to get that out of a short action rifle with a full setup in this right now, what I can tell you is it weighs less than 8.5 pounds. And this is a Vortex Razor LHT, this is LHT, the new 4.5 to 22 I put on here. Rings, base, 20 ammo base. So everything on there, this rifle again, setup weighs less than 8.5 pounds. And you're shooting a caliber that has energy and power behind it, a lot like a 300 Win Mag or 300 Winchester short mag. Is it those? No, it's not, of course not. Those are, Magnum calibers, but this isn't it. It's just similar as far as for everything you're getting. And Browning was able to put it together. And this Xbolt rifle is a really nice platform. The bolt on the Xbolt rifle is so smooth, and the 60-degree throw that they use on the bolt lever itself is so nice and short. It doesn't come up even close to the scope, which you can really see here. It's smooth. There's like really no wiggle in here. It doesn't really catch or anything like that. And when I just started getting the rifle on paper and being able to shoot to get a feel for it, it launches the brass, which is an excellent thing. It doesn't come up, it's not getting anywhere close to your windage turret, and it's throwing it out there, especially when you're hunting and you have to throw rounds to the rifle and make a quick follow-up shot. That's what you need. You don't want those rounds just falling out of the rifle. You want them to be launched because they're not in the way. On top of that though, Browning uses a nice rotary box magazine. That is, it clicks in there nice and easy. It's flush fitting. It doesn't feel cheap like the Ruger Americans does. These run about $60 a piece for the magazine, which I think that is a bit much, but obviously Browning corners the market with their rifle, so you're kind of forced to have to buy them if you want more. Everything to know about this: fluted barrel. It has a threaded muzzle brake on there. It's a radial type one. Seems to work really well. This has a nice stiff stock on it, and for a polymer stock that doesn't have any carbon fiber in it, it is very stiff. It's not like, it's kind of, actually when you flex it or try and flex it up by the barrel, you still can't make it touch the barrel until you really squeeze and clamp on it. So it's nice, even if you want to throw a bipod, you could do that. And then obviously you see they have a nice cerakote on here finish. This is a really sweet looking rifle. And then you have a nice recoil saver type pad on the back, which is actually Browning's version that they use. It feels good so far. Grip angle and everything like that's pretty standard. Sporter contour, everything like that. And then you have a tang safety on the back. So safety, on safe, you cannot unlock the bolt, but if you push a button on the top of the bolt, you can unlock it, which is nice, obviously, for those folks that want to be able to eject rounds or load the rifle without ever actually taking the gun off safe. So being able to do that's nice, and obviously if it's on fire, you can run the bolt. Now the trigger. Everything I've seen about the Xbolts in general is that people complain about the trigger. I don't personally think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Is it as light as a trigger tech on something like your Christensen rifles? No. Is it anywhere close to those? Personally, no, I don't think it is. Is it better than what I felt on a Ruger American? Yes. Is it better than everything like Thompson Center related? Yes, it's better than those. My Bergara that I had, which was a 300 Win Mag Ridge, I think this trigger compares to that. And that trigger was actually really darn good on a factory rifle, which this is. You can't tune it down that light. They say it's about 3 pounds from the factory, 3.5 pounds. There's no creep, which is what I really like about the trigger the most. And there's no over travel. It barely even moves, frankly, after you pull a trigger, which is really nice. It's a very, very serviceable trigger. And in all honesty, for a hunting rifle that you can still be precise with, I think it will work just fine. Timney does make an aftermarket trigger, which in time I might do it, but you know, if we're gonna be a Browning fanboy or something like that, how are we gonna go without the Browning gold trigger? I mean, that's the staple of a Browning rifle or shotgun, is the Browning gold trigger, and obviously the buckmark symbol. So really, overall, this rifle, full setup, as the rifle itself, was a little over $1,100, which is quite a bit compared to some of the other rifles that are out there, but you get a lot with this rifle that you're not seeing on a factory rifle generally. So I think it's very comparable to your Christensen Mesa as far as that goes. Do I know if it shoots as good as a Mesa has been proven, or some of the Bergara, you know, the new Wilderness series I have out there, which it aligns with? I can't say that at this point because I'm going to shoot it today. I'll show you guys some groups of the Browning ammo I have. In a future video after this one, I'll do another video where I actually show 6.8 Western Winchester ammo shot out of it, which is their new expedition ammo they have. Because right now, again, I just have just the Browning stuff because that's all that's really out for these. So, but with that being said, is you can go to the store generally at all your big name box stores, the local store by here called Fin, Feather, and Fur, and you're able to pick up 6.8 Western ammo very easily, and you're not getting price gouged at $40 a box compared to some of your 300 Win Mags. If you can find it at, you know, $100 a box. I mean, they had Precision Hunter on Gunbroker, I just looked yesterday, $149 a box is just flat out outrageous. And I guess unless you have some, you're screwed. So far this rifle has proven to me, from everything I've seen in it, and caliber and everything like that, of course I gotta shoot it more, but if you're looking for a gun because you don't already have a Western hunting rifle and you want something that you can hunt whitetail deer all the way up to, you know, moose and elk and sheep and all those, 6.8 will do all of it versus a 6.5 where it limits you. And the 6.5 PRC is obviously very close, but again, ammo availability at the PRC is way worse than the 6.8 is, and it's been out longer. And Hornady makes it federal. They won't make it because Hornady kind of owns the rights to it essentially. Eventually, I'm sure they will, but there's just a lot that you get with this rifle. So I want to shoot it today, show you guys how it shoots. I do think this rifle is going to end up shooting, you know, MOA groups. I don't think we'll have any issues with that. I'll probably end up actually zeroing this hunting rifle with a 200-yard zero, and then we're going to push this rifle back, and I will shoot it at 500 yards on steel for you guys today. So follow along. One thing I can say, without a doubt, shooting this Xbolt, is that the bolt on it is so darn smooth. Between the Christensen, my Bergaras, Tikas, this bolt, frankly, you know, working it and loading rounds, everything like that, It borderlines with a Tikka without a doubt, and everybody knows how good that Tikka action is. This is so smooth. It is just putting rounds in and bringing them out, and everything you want in a hunting rifle. Essentially, ease of use is there, and this thing it is just a really, really nice rifle. So now I've got the rifle. I don't want to say it's completely dialed in. I'm going to end up coming up about 1 MOA here. And again, I'm going to end up truly zeroing this rifle at 200 yards. And so I need to actually just come up a little bit with it, probably about 2 inches. As long as I do my part, I can tell you with 100% certainty, I just jerked the last shot of my own. This rifle is going to shoot an MOA. It's already doing it. So I got to let the barrel cool down a little bit. Obviously, with your hunting rifles and your sporter contour like that, you can't shoot rapid succession over and over again because it just heats up and your groups will be bad. So I wanted to actually truly group this rifle on the next set. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to cool down here, and then I'll actually shoot that group, and then we'll show you guys how it looks. All right, so let the barrel cool down. We're at 100 yards again. Again, I'm going to end up sighting this in at 200 yards, but everybody always wants to know how rifles shoot MOA-wise at 100 yards. So with our Browning Long Range Pro, this is supposed to be a good high quality ammo. Let's shoot it. There's obviously not a lot of options out there being so new, and also in conjunction, it's just Browning and Winchester right now that make the ammo. So you don't have a ton of options for different ones you could try. I do have some Winchester Long Range Expedition ammo with the Nosler AccuBond 165 grain stuff on the way, which again, try to do a follow-up review, but for now, let's see how it shoots. I'm gonna put one more in there because I, without a doubt, jerked that second shot. It's an MOA group, without a doubt. So we'll go down there. I'll show you guys. I actually got the Ballistic X app. We'll measure it out for you and make sure. Probably 3/4 MOA group out there. So let's run out there. We'll check it real quick and see how it looks. All right, so we just shot a three-shot group out of the Browning Xbolt 6.8 Western. This one right here, that's gonna be me. I'll admit that all day long. These ones right here, this is my group. It's not as tight as, let's say, I would like it to be. And the rifle, we're still getting it broken. We're under 20 shots right now. But as much as I say that the group's not as tight as I'd like it to be, Ballistic X is measuring that right now at 0.962 MOA. And it is literally showing a 1.007 inch group. So I have a hunting rifle, one I'm not looking for, let's say target competition accuracy. Of course I want that, 100%. Everybody should want that out of their rifle. The rifle, A, doesn't come with a guarantee. It is shooting well. It's a nice, very nice setup for the money. And it's just a nice rifle in general, and it's very, very light. Really, it's hard not to be happy with it. Me being picky, I'd like it to be better, 100%. I always would. But overall, it still looks like a good group. Is it as good as some of your other rifles out there that cost more money? No. Does that shoot as good as my Bergara? No. My Bergara, without a doubt, shot 1/4 inch groups. That was a 300 Win Mag. Granted, we had more rounds through it, and first groups and things like that, they looked a little closer, so we'll have to shoot it more. Again, when I do that update with this rifle, and I had the Winchester ammo with this 165 grain, we'll shoot that, and you guys will get to see those groups in an updated video in the future. Recently, we were fortunate enough to be able to get a little bit of a deal with a local company, or somewhat local to us. This would be Challenge Targets. They are relatively close to us here in Ohio, and we are excited because we got some steel to shoot with our big boy rifles. So we're gonna now, when we go out here, we shoot 200 yards, we're gonna shoot the steel. We got a 12, an 8, and a 4. Really nice setup with the rubber straps. In fact, that's what they recommended, because with these, the chains and dangling and things like that, you don't get as much of a swing. And it's nice too, because you can easily replace these, and they're relatively inexpensive. The full setup here does not cost an arm and a leg, and it's really nice to do. Just a 4x4 bolted on there. You got some conduit legs and things like that, and it's not overly heavy, easily to transport. This folds up and everything like that, so just a really nice setup. So definitely want to give a little bit of thanks to Challenge Targets for helping us out with this one. And if you guys like this type of steel or you're looking for steel, we really can't recommend them enough. They do an excellent job painting their targets, and including these ones for pistol stuff. We do have a reactive hostage one and a plate rack that we're also going to have in future videos. So if you guys like it, check out Challenge Targets. We'll probably have a link for you guys. We'll give you a little bit of discount code too. Thank you. All right, we're at 200 yards now. We're gonna shoot the 12-inch steel with this and obviously see how the 6.8 Western does. Already this rifle has really impressed me because I know that I'm getting capability out of it and I'm not getting that massive recoil that you get from a 300 Win Mag. Makes me super happy. So far, I love this rifle. Guys, I don't think I could say it enough that chambering around in this Xbolt is probably one of the easiest guns I've ever had chamber rounds in. It is just so smooth. But enough talking, let's do some shooting. Impact. Smack dab in the middle. Let's hit the 8-inch one. Impact. Well, 200 yards, Stevie Wonder could about make that shot, but overall it's pretty good. I don't know. Well, screw it, guys. Let's see if I can hit that 4-inch plate. Impact, 4-inch plate, 200 yards. So, you know, I've shot the lightest of triggers, the jewel triggers, a lot of different triggers and bolt guns, whether it be my own or other people's rifles. The complaints I hear about the Xbolt trigger, frankly, in a hunting rifle, they're unfounded in my opinion. I just don't really see a reason to complain about this trigger. It's got no creep, a 200-yard shot on a 4-inch plate with a 6.8 Western. I mean, that's a dead animal all day long. And this rifle just hit all of those. And you know, you're figuring my third shot, the barrel's obviously hotter on that third one. I hit the 4-inch plate with ease and literally smack dab in the middle. Real quick, so I don't forget, this Vortex Razor LHT is an awesome scope. I was literally able to watch the bullet trail as I hit that big plate on the first shot. What's nice about the 6.8 Western in general as I'm shooting it is all of those, I'm able to watch my impact on target. There's very minimal movement. The bolt on this and the 60-degree throw is just, this is a really nice hunting rifle. Is it a target rifle? No, it's not. It's a hunting rifle that shoots darn good. Shoots an excellent caliber and something new that I think really could be here to stay. And if you're gonna make a point that the 6.5 PRC has a place, 6.8 Western, by all means and purposes, numbers-wise, is a better round. And I think with time, you know, and innovation and technology, you're gonna see even more companies come out with it, and I think that they should, because the recoil you're getting out of it is not bad. It's literally like shooting a 308. I mean, you could literally have, you know, a younger kid essentially shoot this rifle, not have to shoot that big boy 300 Win Mag, and he's gonna be able to do it just fine. So before we stop today, I'm gonna have to shoot this rifle at 500 yards just to see if I can do it. I think I should be able to, but again, I gotta try. So we'll wrap it up after that. All right, we're now with the 6.8 Western, test out some distance a little bit on it. 500 yards now, we're gonna shoot the 12-inch steel plate. For all you naysayers, the plate is clear down there at the end of the field at the tree line. We're actually at the top. I might be able to get, you know, another 50, 60 yards out, but the problem is a little rolling hills and things like that. So the 6.8 Western, again, touted as a long-range hunting caliber with plenty of knockdown power to range such as this. We have a camera set up downrange that's on the steel. You'll obviously get to see how it hits the steel. Granted, I do my part, I'm actually able to hit it, which I hope I can do it. The furthest shot I have on an animal, granted I live in Ohio, I don't get a lot of chances. I did kill a moose, you know, 396 yards. Not terribly far, but it's also not a pop shot either. I did have to hold over on that one actually because I had cap turrets. So let's give it a shot, see how the 6.8 Western shoots, and we'll close her out. So my scope itself is actually, I got the zero set up on this Razor HD LHT, pretty simple. Browning's calling for at 500 yards, 40 inches a drop with a 200 yard zero. So we'll have to obviously come up some MOA and we'll get there and we'll get started. Guys, I'll make note too, on an animal, if you don't, I know that the fad trend is long range hunting and taking animals at long range. You should always try and take your shot as close as you can get. If you can get closer than 500 yards, do it. If all you can get is 500 because of the terrain and everything like that, then you do it. If you think you're comfortable with it, if you're not comfortable, you don't have to do what's quote unquote cool. You need to do what you know you can shoot at. So I just wanted to make note of that, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff on the internet where, you know, you got to shoot 600 yards to kill an egg. No, you don't. I've watched my dad literally kill one at 68 yards. And if you can make a 68 yard shot on an elk with a 300 Win Mag instead of 400 or 500, you should do it. A little bit low, I think is what it was. I hit it. This Browning Xbolt and 6.8 Western, for a hunting rifle, if you don't have something already, you know, I'm not saying if you got a 300 Win Mag or a 270 Winchester short, 300 Winchester short, 6.5 PRC, you should rush out and get a 6.8 Western. I'm not saying that. If you don't have any of those, I think this should get a very, very strong consideration to actually getting one. If you don't have one. If you do have one and you just like trying new stuff, I don't know how you don't try this if you're a gun enthusiast, because really, you know, as much as people like think that it's a new cartridge, it's a gimmick, it's not. And the rifle itself is a really, really nice hunting rifle. It's a really nice setup, and the market's only really going to get better if this takes off. And frankly, for myself, I hope that that's the case, because the rifle shoots good, the scope, everything I got set up on here is a really, really nice Western hunting setup. So if you guys like what you saw today from Hunt, Fish, Shoot, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. If you really like what you're seeing, scroll over a little bit and hit that give thanks. But otherwise, follow along next time with Hunt, Fish, Shoot.